Whoa. Phone's right in front of the camera. Let's see. There we go. Should be good. There we go. What's up, guys? Put that over there. Okay. A lot of news we got in the last 24 hours. Let me get everything open real quick. All right. Strokes, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to see you. How was your weekend? How was your weekend, man? Do you think... What's up with you, Mike McCarthy, man? You want him out of there or what? Because you're a Cowboys fan, if I remember right. Mayo, I mean, you kind of had the feeling he was gone. And it wasn't really... He just wasn't ready, it felt like. You know, and they didn't give him a chance to develop, I get that. But also, I think, like, throwing his players into the bus and all that stuff, it didn't really help his case, man. It sucks, but it's the business, man. Like, you know, it is what it is. And then now you got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill might be out of Miami. We'll see. They're having meetings today. We'll see if they get something sorted out. But, you know. Hey, what's up, Pastor? Good game, man. I'm excited to watch you guys against Denver. I'm really excited, man. I'm like low-key rooting for the Bills. What's up, Win? I stamp. Titans will draft Ward and try to make a push to acquire Higgins in the offseason. That'd be nice. So you get Ward, you get Higgins. I mean, you got Ridley still, right? They still have Ridley, or they're going to resign him? You know, Pollard's been pretty solid there. Spears is good. I mean, you guys get some protection. And what do you guys need on defense? What do the Titans need on defense? Do they need pass rush? I forget what they need exactly. I like McCarthy, but his clock management is horrible. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of McCarthy, do we think J.J. McCarthy... I have a video coming. I saved it in my drafts. Is he going to be the quarterback for them next year? Or are they going to trade him? Or will they trade Darnold? Because, like, let's say... I mean, Darnold didn't look too hot yesterday. He missed J.J. a few times in the end zone. Let's say Darnold bounces back next week, has a great playoff run, right? I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl, but let's say he has a good couple of games. I mean, maybe a couple of games, unless they lose to the Rams. But let's say he plays well in the playoffs, man. Like, do they bring him back, or they kind of just let him go? Because I seen someone say yesterday that maybe, I don't know if it was you, I don't know whoever it was, that maybe the Titans take a shot at Darnold if they don't draft someone early, you know? We'll see. It's a lot. There's a lot to go on here. I have a bad feeling about that game. Yeah, the Broncos. The thing with the Broncos is their defense. I think they're still like what, top 3 or top. They're top 5. The defense is top 5. They're so good, man. But I saw earlier they're saying that they're really good at containing the quarterback. You know, and Josh Allen obviously can use his legs. So we'll see, man. That's gonna be a tough game. But I'm putting money on the Bills. But that's gonna be a tough one, man. Rhode Island house. Nice. How you doing, Mike? I'm down in Florida now. I used to be in Mass, but Darnold was seeing ghosts last night. For real. Dude, literally, JJ could have had at least 3 touchdowns. Because they're all on 3 separate drives. I think 3 or 4 separate drives. I think it was 3. But he just overthrew him. Just missed him. Just missed him in the end zone, man. But as far as the Pats, I mean... This is what I want, right? Everyone's different. You can ask 5 different fans. They can give you 5 different answers. What I want is Ben Johnson. I'll be happy with Vrabel. It's one of those 2 guys. It's one of those 2 guys for me. I'll be happy with either one. If I had to choose, it'll be Johnson, obviously. I think with Johnson, he'll be calling the plays, too, on offense. And you don't have to worry about, let's say they get Vrabel. And let's say apparently he already has his team put together. So let's say the offensive coordinator he brings in, let's say he's good, right? Assuming, because Van Pelt, they said didn't get fired yet. And let's say he's good, right? This OC he brings in. And next thing you know, in 2 years, he's gone because he gets a head coaching job. So if you get a head coach that's calling your own plays, the Lions are holding a lot too. Facts. Hey, Danny, Happy New Year, man. How's your family doing? If the Bucks front seven, secondary, hold it down, watch it. Yeah, I'm rookie. You know my girl's a Bucks fan. I'm rooting for you guys, for real. Jenga, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate the follow. Is that Dot? No, it's just a mole. I have to get her removed though. It's just a mole. Breaking Jameer Gibbs just scored a touchdown against the Vikings. For real. You know what's crazy? I did a DraftKings lineup and I had him in the MVP, but I changed it last minute because I liked the other lineup better because he was expensive for MVP. But I wish if I kept it, I would have cashed, man. Anyways, do you think the Eagles win the Super Bowl? I don't know, man. It's kind of like... So for me, it's 4 teams, right? I mean, I think for a lot of people, it's 4 teams without the sleeper. So Eagles, I think Eagles, Lions, Bills, or Chiefs. Like that's just my 4 teams. That's a lot of people's 4 teams. I don't know, man. I wouldn't bet on it though, but you never know. They definitely have a chance for sure. They definitely have a chance. My older brother's an Eagles fan, so he'd be really happy. So it's going to be Denver and versus everybody. Denver making it would be freaking awesome, though. Like, I don't. Oh, fuck, I didn't mention the Ravens. Fuck. I mean, the Ravens too, man. Fuck, man. This playoff should be really good. Everyone's healthy for the most part, right? This playoff should be really good, man. But I'm not betting against the Chiefs. I can't. I did that last year when they're having a bad year. Technically, right? Sloppy, dropping passes, miscommunications, yelling at the coaches. That was like last year was supposed to be the year where it wasn't their year. And then in the playoffs, they clicked, man. So I can't bet against them anymore, man. I can't. Like, obviously, the Ravens got better because they got Henry, right? Eagles got better. I mean, they brought in Saquon. I mean, the Bills are playing better without Diggs, which I got called a dumbass for last year for thinking that. I mean, a lot of people thought that too. I mean, Diggs was... Think about it. It's like a weight lift off of Allen's shoulders, man. Obviously, you lose talent, but you don't have that pressure of needing to get one guy the ball. Denver, Tampa, Super Bowl? Oh, that would be... Denver, Tampa would be super cool, man. Same with, like, Lions, Bills. Lions, Bills, a lot of people's... that have no one in the playoffs. Like, their teams are in the playoffs. That's their matchup they want. I'm just happy Diggs is gone. Jess, I'm telling you, like, you're a Bills fan, you know, like, that literally, Allen's playing better. Like, he's arguably the MVP, him or Lamar, even though it sucks that Burrow, I think Burrow, I mean, it just sucks that his team's not good, like, his defense is ass. So, it's affecting his MVP, man. Like, that's part of it. Like, he has his crazy numbers, but... The team is struggling. The defense is ass, so he's not going to win it. Like, Burrow should be, I think, in the top 2, if not top 1. I mean, he's having the best year, isn't he? Out of all 3, or am I tripping? I might be tripping. I lost my 8 because I had Week 18 chip. It had Nobu, Kamara, Kelsey. Oh, damn, dude. I hate Week 18 fantasy. I really do. Mayo sabotage first overall on purpose. Closely last night, dude. That was like, you know, that was annoying. I prepared myself for that because you had that feeling, guys, like they were gonna win yesterday. It was just it's the way shit has been going all year. The one game you want them to lose, you knew they're gonna win. Like it's just, and also I really believe in this that there's no way the Bills want a divisional opponent getting the first overall pick. Dude, there's no way the Bills weren't tanking, too. They were running on, like, 3rd and long. They put the 3rd stringer in the second quarter. I get it. You want to see, like, a battle between your backups, right? I get that part. But they put their 3rd stringer in the second quarter. They were running on, like, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. Dude, they were not trying to win the game. Their defense was not even playing. Like, our receivers, we were dead last in separation all year. They were open everywhere. Like, they weren't even... There's no way the Bills wanted the Pats to lose that game. There's no way. And I'll die on that hill for sure. I had no idea Jameer... Yeah, Jameer was crazy, man, last night. Which is cool, man. So who you room for the playoffs? Well, Chiefs are one of them because I have a bet. Because if the Chiefs win, I'll win $800. I placed a bet on them in like March. But obviously, I want to see the Lions do well. I would like to see the Bills do well. Like, I'm not that Patriots fan that's like super biased. Where I'm a Patriots fan. Like, Bills can't. You know, I want to see some of these guys. I want to see Josh Allen succeed, man. I really do. Lions. It doesn't really matter to me, man. What's up, Lucci? But if I had to say one, it's probably the Chiefs because of the money. Chiefs making a man out of the AFC, yeah. I mean, dude, who you betting on, man? Like right now, like if I had to bet right now, I mean, who we taking, man? Like the Bills of the AFC. I think those top 3 teams. Like I know I want Denver to go, but I just don't. I think it's got to be either the Chiefs, Ravens, or Bills, right? Dude, yes, exactly. Yeah, Bills. There's no way. I mean, yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're a Bills fan, or you run the Bills, like whoever you are, if you're associated with the Bills, whether you're a fan or you don't want the Patriots getting the number 1 pick. You don't, because it's not that they're going to drop there. It's like, do you want them getting like a first round next year, or 2 first rounds next year, right? Theirs and whoever they trade. Like, no, you don't want them getting that shit. There's no way they're trying to win that game yesterday. The Bills, it's a 0 chance. And you know, Mayo had a feeling he was gone, so I think his thing with Mayo is like his body language was so off yesterday. Like, it was so weird. I don't know if it was the fans, maybe heard fans chirping in the back, but every time they panned to him, he had this like weird, like awkward smirk. Like he was just like, it was so awkward, bro. I think he knew he was done after that game. I love what I see from Penix. Yeah, I mean, all these young guns, man. This last draft, the quarterbacks. I mean, I wish we could have seen JJ. I mean, I think JJ would have done really well too this year if he played too. I mean, every quarterback has promise in the draft last year. It's crazy, you know. That quarterback draft class could end up being insanely good as long as the teams don't screw it up. It pretty much relies on the Patriots and the Bears not to screw up their quarterbacks, right? I mean, because Penix is a great situation. I mean, I mean, he's a great team. He's got great coach. Same with JD. Penix can be really good in Atlanta. I mean, Jaden Daniels' potential is through. Yeah, I love JD, man. I love JD. Bills fans were upset. Oh, I'm sorry. Bills fans were set up for heartbreak. Yeah, I mean, they got. So I took the Bills to win the Super Bowl, maybe 4, like maybe 4 or 5 straight years, at least 4. I think it might have been 4. And this is the year I didn't take them. And is this the year they're gonna do it, man? Like, it's just, I'm like, you know what? Like, I thought last year, the year before, I thought last year they're gonna get it done, man. And then, you know, they're at home. They had the Chiefs at home. Right? They're so close to beating them too. Obviously, they would have had to go. They would have had to go to Baltimore anyways, right? But still, it's like I thought last year was their year, man. What's up, Phil? This whole draft cast is insane. Yeah, you're right, J Dog. Good to see you, by the way. I mean, and then you got Bowers, right? I mean, then you got Quinion Mitchell. Like, this whole past draft class, guys, it could be like legendary, man. I like Rusty out of all the quarterbacks. I mean, I'm assuming JJ's gonna be good too, as long as he's in that situation up there, and if they use him up there. Bowers obviously has been phenomenal. I mean, BTJ, dude, it's crazy, man. BTJ, Neighbors. Who's the other one I'm thinking of, guys? I'm drawing blank here. Who's the other one, man? I'm drawing a blank, guys. Worthy's been unbelievable, too. Did you get that thing to work with my iPad? Oh, no, I completely forgot about that. Oh, Lad. Thank you. Lad's the other one. Yeah, Lad. Neighbors, Tracy Bowers, JD Penix. Yeah, this past draft class was, like, unbelievable. Now, how do we... I know it's early. How do we think this year's draft class is going to do, right? I mean, 2025. I mean, obviously the quarterbacks is pretty slim from what it seems, but What's the momentum in this year's draft class? Like last year it was like quarterback and wide receiver heavy. What's the like? Is it defense heavy? Like what's the first couple of rounds? Like what's the main? Because I know like the top 3 quarterbacks should probably go top 3, but like where's Beck gonna go? Right? Like, where's he gonna go in the draft? Edge. I know, dude. I want Abdul Carter so badly, guys. I want Abdul Carter so bad in the Pats, dude. We need edge so bad. I don't know why Patriots fans don't want defense. Like, we need edge, like, desperately. You know, I was going through the Travis Hunter probably goes number 1. You know, that's intriguing because Titans have number 1. I saw this morning that they're going to get a quarterback in the draft because they're over Levis. I don't know. I mean, do they stick with Levis again, or they get the quarterback, or they get Hunter? Because listen, if they get Travis Hunter, that's great for the Giants because they can stay put. They can get. I mean, they want Shador, but you know the Browns are drafting quarterback at 2 now because with the news about Deshaun not playing next year most likely. Genty? I don't know, but Phil? I know you guys don't know who Phil is. Phil has been around forever. He's a Raiders fan. I think Genty to the Raiders would be a great fit. Genty to the Chargers would be a sick fit, man. Like, I just see Chargers logo at the bottom of the screen. But Genty to the Raiders is very intriguing. Phil brought that up earlier. Passing the line, dude, we need everything, man. It's so bad. So, yeah, I was saying earlier, I was looking at the next-gen stats thing earlier. So, Patriots are dead last in quarterback pressures allowed, offensive penalties, run, pass, block, win percentage. Run and pass, block, win percentage, both. They're second in sacks allowed. The Bears are first. Caleb's been freaking getting smoked all year. The receivers are dead last in separation. They're second in drops, I think. I think it's second. They're last in quarterback pressures. They're last in quarterback hits. Like, they need pass rush, O-line, receiver more than anything. Like, it's such a need. So people, I don't know why they don't want Abdul Carter, man. He's going to be so good, man. Where do you get your jerseys? I got them in NFL Shop. This one I got customized on NFL Shop. You can customize them on there. But NFL Shop, Fanatics, Patriots Pro Shop, or your favorite team's Pro Shop, they all work together. It's all the same company, I think. I think they're all like Fanatics owns all. I mean, they all have partnerships. It's all the same shit. Like if something's out on Fanatics, it's going to be out on your team's Pro Shop. Isn't Cam in the draft ace running back? Yeah. I say from Genty in the first round. You know, I used to think that, but then like if you need a back, look, people were criticizing the Lions for taking Gibbs. You know, they're like, why would you take, and then freaking 4 touchdowns last night. You know what I mean? Like, I think Genty's going to be unbelievable in the NFL. If you need a back and you're there mid to late first round, I'm taking him. Now, Raiders are where? At 6, Phil? I don't think you take him there, though. I think you trade back. If they're going to take him, you know. Will Hunter follow the Pats? You know, it's possible. With the Deshaun Watson news, it's very possible. Because the Browns are going quarterback. But it all depends on what the Titans want to do. I don't see them taking Travis Hunter anyways. The Titans. I just don't. Maybe they do, but they're probably going to take quarterback. Browns are taking the quarterback. Giants are not going to get Hunter. They're going to get quarterback. They're not. They're going to get quarterback. Hey, the Bears finally broke the streak. I know, Nick. That was awesome. What a win yesterday, huh? Chiefs making all the way. McMillan Raiders would be great as well. Yeah. So I want either Tet. If we're drafting at 4, I want Tet or Abdul. One of those two. I don't want Banks at 4. I would love to have Banks, but I think we should trade back. You know, late, like right before 10, like 8, 9. Because I think he'll be there 8 or 9. But Abdul Carter would be freaking phenomenal. Same with Tet. I mean, you can't be upset if you're pitching whoever you take because you need all of that shit. If Cam and Sanders are gonna are gonna be gone. Giants might go through Hunter. Yeah, you know, maybe they go Hunter, and maybe they try to get a quarterback in free agency. You know, maybe they try to get Kirk. Maybe they try to get, you know, like a bridge quarterback, you know, and then try to go maybe after Archie when he's ready. I don't know. Where do you think Tyreek's gonna go? I don't know. I made a video about it. I don't like it though, but I'm still gonna post it anyways. I hate it. I fucked up on it. Anyways, I think I have no idea. I pretty much asked where he's gonna go. I've seen people yesterday say Chargers, seen people say Packers, seen people say Commanders. Giants have 3. Genty didn't face top 20 defense all season. Well, that's facts. That's facts. That's very true. I love Scatterboo, man. The thing about Scatterboo is I'm starting to see him pop up in all the Patriots fan mocks too. He was like a parlay assassin in a good way. Like, no, I didn't hit many parlays this season. This was a weird season, but he hit his leg almost every single time. Scatterboo. I had him in almost every DraftKings lineup. I mean, he's been so good, man. Because I remember I put him in at the beginning of the season, and he kind of popped off. I'm like, oh, I like this guy. And I kept going. I kept riding with him, man. If he was playing, I kept riding with him. But I like Scatterboo, man. Patriots need to listen. I mean, it's obviously not as urgent because I do think Gibson is solid, right? But a young stud back would be nice too. But and we can't have everything, you know what I mean? We can't in one offseason. We can't get everything in one offseason. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I'm not sad to see Hill leave the division. I'm not either. I'm not either, Brandy. I mean, hey, and you know, there's zero reason for Patriots, Bills, and Jets fan not to be happy that he would be leaving the division. I mean, think about it. It's Tyreek Hill, you know. You know, for us, we have one good corner. The other ones are decent. Alex Austin's been kind of making his way, but you know, before you would have Gonzo on maybe Hill, and then next thing you know, Waddle's lighting us up. The Waddle always torches us. But now you can just put Gonzo and Waddle. Assuming Tyreek leaves the division, because he's not going to trade. I mean, they're going to trade him. They're not going to release him, right? That's probably what's going to happen. They're going to trade him. They ain't trade him in the division. Pittsburgh about to upset Baltimore. That would be sweet, man. Listen, I'm all about upsets. Pats are not in the playoffs, obviously. I'm all about upsets, man. In the playoffs, it's cool. Same thing like March Madness. Like, you guys upset, unless you have a fucking bracket. But upsets are cool for sports, man. But I won't be upset if the Chiefs 3-peat because of the bet I made. I won't be upset. Tyreek supposedly linked to Falcons. Ooh. That'd be nice, man. You got a speedster. You know, you got a big body receiver in London, right? You got Pitts, who's I think finally found his quarterback. Then you add a speedster, man. Open the field up. Take the top off the defense. That'd be nice. I didn't think about that one. You think we get Ben Johnson? I hope so. I hope so. Now, if we don't, I'll be happy with Rabel. That's where I'm at. I want Ben Johnson. I'll be happy with Rabel. Like, I will not complain. I will not complain. Mainly the thing with these guys is like a lot of Pats fans are like, no, Vrabel, he hasn't had a good record, he hasn't done shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, but the main thing with me is these guys are going to create culture. Vrabel's going to create a culture, and then Ben Johnson, you know he is. He's coming from Dan Campbell's tree. You don't think he's going to create a culture? So that's, I mean, we had no culture this year, and it showed. Everyone's on a different page. It was just, Ben Johnson is my. If the Chiefs 3-point walk, yeah, that would be. A lot of people would be upset. I mean, I'm purposely forcing myself not to care about the quote unquote 3-peat because, I mean, it's going to drive people crazy, right? Patriots fans don't want it to happen because the Patriots didn't do it. Like, I'm trying to just not go down. I used to be like that too. I used to be so fucking like, biased and toxic. Now I'm just. Jenny faced top 20 defense: Oregon, UNLV, Penn State. It's good to know. What picks the Giants are 3? think I'm stream on. Do you think Milroe or the Oregon quarterback fall to round 2? I think so. It depends. Like, let's go through the draft order. It depends, man. Like, how many teams realistically are going to draft need a quarterback? Need. Because if you need one, you're taking one in the first round. If you don't need one, but you could use one like a backup for the future, unless you do what the Falcons did, but they were, I think they were planning on using him sooner than rather than later. But I would assume that not many teams need a quarterback in the first round. Yeah, I am. I was on the train about, dude, he's a rookie coach. He's in a terrible situation. You got to let him develop. But there was a moment where I'm like, all right, I was over this guy, man. I forget what moment it was, man. And after I saw, it was something that he did or said. It was something he said, and I'm like he threw his players into the bus. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a fan. I'm a random Patriots fan in South Florida, and that pisses me off. How do you think don't think the players get annoyed by that shit? Obviously, they're not going to say that they are, but... And they said, like, oh, no, it is what it is. We have to play better. But it struck a nerve. These are grown men, bro. And they all, these are all grown men. But he said something. I'm like, like, whatever. And then he walked it back, and he kept doing this shit over and over again. And then one thing that not a lot of people noticed that really kind of ticked me off was, I think it was the Chargers game. May threw a deep ball down the sideline to Polk, right here. And Polk dropped it. The whole stadium's booing. And it happened right in front of Gerard Mayo. He's seeing him with his hands in his pocket, standing there. Right in the replay, right there. And then Polk got his horse collar. He got dragged down as he dropped it. Whole stadium is booing. And then they pan to Mayo. He's just standing there with his hands in the pocket. I'm like, dude, you're not going to chew out the official. Happened right in front of you. Your player's getting booed by the whole stadium. Your player got his horse collar dragged right in front of you, and he's just standing with his hands in his pockets. So that right there, I'm like, yeah, he's got to go. Like, that's, don't you think as a player you want your coach to have your back in those moments, man? Like, you got dragged down right in front of your coach, and he's just standing there. Like that, I think that was the moment for me. The first 3 picks need a quarterback. Yeah, facts. If Ward and Sanders are taken, my GM will not go quarterback. They'll go Hunter. Oh, my dad's a Giants fan, too. Chiefs are lucky that Bengals didn't make the playoffs. Dude, I wanted to see them in the playoffs so bad, man. Especially, like, how good Burrow played all year and Chase played. Like, I just wanted to see them in the playoffs. It just would have felt right, man, to have them in the playoffs, Burrow in the playoffs. At least 4 teams need a quarterback. Titans, Browns, Raiders, Giants. It's fascinating? I said to Phil earlier, I can see, like, probably after the draft, right? If the Raiders can't move up and get a quarterback they really like, because there's not many, I don't think there's many this year in the draft. Like, there's only, like, what, 2 or 3 worth trading up for in the Raiders spot. Maybe they trade for Call of Patriots about Joe Milton. Because the thing about yesterday is that game, Phil can attest this. I was saying this on Saturday whenever we were playing the game. It's good that he plays because he can raise his stock. And then teams can call. We could trade him for a piece. And then now, he played phenomenal. I know it was like the Bills were just running in like dumbasses out there in defense. But he's a trade piece, man. Like, his value went up. It's the size it's going to get right now. Maybe. And apparently teams have called about him. So his son plays in Cleveland. I feel like the Giants will need to get a quarterback because supposedly the Titans love Ward, and there's no way Dion lets his son play in Cleveland. Yeah, didn't Shedeur have like Giants cleats on too for the last game? You're right. Yeah, there's only Ward and Sanders. I'm a Bears fan. They finally did it, man. I know the season's over, but yeah, it's just Bears fans are happy, rightfully so. You broke the streak. But maybe I think he should get traded. If we can get a decent pick for him, I would be happy. Because he's good. You just can't have him sitting. I think having 2 really good quarterbacks in your roster is a problem. It could be a problem. I think you should trade one of them and get a pick for him. The more picks, the better. I don't care what the pick is. The more, the better, man. And I don't know, wherever we get, that'll be nice. Shedeur goes where he wants. He's drafted to no matter what Prime says. You think JJ might get traded? I don't know. I want to know how Vikings feel about that. I don't think so, because if they trade him, I think Stanton Darnold is somewhere else next year. Because if they trade JJ for this reason, they obviously drafted him in the first round, right? Didn't they trade up for him too? Is that I don't remember exactly. But did they trade up for him to draft him? I don't remember if they did that or not. But they drafted him first round, obviously. They're gonna want to get a first or maybe a second for him, because they drafted him so high. Yeah, they traded up. And no, I don't think a team's gonna do that, especially coming off his ACL. Like, I don't think a team's gonna want to do that, so they're gonna stick with him. And they're probably, especially if Darnold has a rough game on Monday night, I think Darnold is probably gonna be out of there. And it sucks to say that, because he's finally breaking out to his own. He's finally, breaking out in his career. But I think the only way Darnold's starting there next year, if you gotta win Monday and maybe another game. Because I just don't see them trading away JJ and being happy with whatever a team offers them, because they traded up, like you said, to get him. That's where I'm at. Minnesota moved up one spot. Oh, one spot, yeah. We'll see, though. It's definitely something to follow. Jalen Hurts remains in concussion protocol. I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be back tomorrow, or what? They should say what phase he's at, because there's 5 phases. Imagine Jordan Love and Hurts are both out, and you got the 2 backups squaring off. Didn't that happen last year, or no? I feel like that happened before in the playoffs. Like 2 backups played against each other. Poor Mayo got put in a bad spot. Yeah, he did. I just for me personally, it wasn't so much the record, because he was put in a bad situation. It was more like the antics and shit. Like throwing his players under the bus, not having their back on the field when they're getting dragged down by a hoist collar right in front. Like this, the small shit like that. That's just me personally. I'm probably wrong, but that's how I see it. Because they did throw him into the Wolves, man. And the problem was, I was talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday, actually. It's like, think about Mayo, man. What was he, the linebackers coach? He wasn't even a coordinator. Like, he jumped responsibilities. Like, he jumped 2 spots, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot to take on. It really is. Like, he got a double promotion, man. Like, he didn't just get promoted to the defensive coordinator. He was a head coach, man. So it was like a big jump. What's up, Cryptics? Patriots should trade first round in Miami for Tyreek and some picks. I mean, do you think Miami takes that, though? I mean, I know it's a first round pick, right? But it's a number 4 pick. But do you think they want Tyreek in the division? Or do you think they don't give a fuck? It's just hard to see them trading him. I know everyone has a price, right? Everyone does, right? Except for the handful. But, I mean, do you see them trading in the division, even for a first-round pick, number 4 pick? Yeah, me too, Cryptics. Me too, man. I was over it. I mean, technically, you can say Giants versus Vikings 2023 because they're both backups now. Facts. Wait, so why did Darnold get hurt last night? Because why were they talking at the end of the game like Daniel Jones might play? Or were they just talking? I wasn't really paying too much attention, but I saw them pan to Daniel Jones and then J.J. McCarthy. Oh, he had J.J. Oh, he had Addison there too. Bro, he could have had 4 touchdowns, bro. Passing touchdowns. Or, never mind, that was in the same drive, those 2. I think it's a win-win. They could get Hunter. We can get receiver along with tackle. Facts. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Tyreek to the Packers? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Like, I think that would take him over the hump, man. I think it would. Because the defense is probably gonna be good too next year again. You know what I mean? Like they have Watson's always hurt. He's hurt again, unfortunately, towards ACL. But you have Tyreek Hill, Romeo Doubs is solid. Obviously, Jaden Reed's good. Tucker Kraft is like super good too. I like Tucker Kraft a lot. But they about to ask an arm and leg for Tyreek. Yeah, this is gonna be a weird situation because Tyreek obviously wants out of there now. They're not gonna want to trade him. Like they're not gonna want to. But like we were just in the situation with somebody. I forget who it was. So will it get to the point where he like he requests like a release or something? Like he wants to get released? Like will it get to a point where they release him? Because if that's the case, that would be much more intriguing than because he can go wherever the fuck he wants. Because they're not gonna trade him in the division. Like imagine he gets released and then goes to the fucking Bills. Oh, Dolphins fans would be in fucking shambles. Because I live down in the Miami area and I'm around Dolphins fans everywhere I look. And all my friends I know are Dolphins fans, bro. They hate the Bills more than anybody. Like it's brutal. They can't stand them. So if they somehow got Tyreek because he got released, oh my gosh. Patrick back, 2 extra picks, maybe a 10th-ish pick, draft Campbell. See, that's where I'd like to take him if we trade back to that area. Hire Ben Johnson or Rabel. Yeah, it's got to be one of those two. Tyreek to try. Hannah, what's up, Hannah? That'd be nice. That'd be another one. Tyreek to the Chargers. Him, Lad. Quentin Johnson, man. You know that meme is like this? What's his name? What's that guy's name? He's like this, the meme. Quentin Johnson, man. He might be good, man. Didn't he have like 13 catches last night or some shit? Or 12 catches? I'm hearing maybe Tyreek to the Cowboys. Now they won't release. They trade to get something back. Yeah, facts. I hope they don't drag this shit on. I'd hope. Apparently they're having their meetings today. I hope it doesn't drag because every year we have this fucking somebody all off season. And then finally in like the spring, they're on the move, right? I hope they get the meetings today. Opinions are made clear. Tyreek says, I'm not playing. I don't want to play. Trade me. And they get shit done first week of the new league year, right? That would be best case scenario for us fans because we don't want to feel shit all fucking. I would actually hate if this happens. Please no Cowboys or Eagles. I don't know. Like, let's think. Like, where would Tyreek, if he goes? Like, all biases aside, it would be like sick. Like, what's a team that he could go to? Regardless of who your favorite team, who you like or don't like, that would be like, damn. Like, you see that happen, the news break, you're like, holy shit. Where would that be? I think Chargers would be one of them. And probably like the Commanders. I think those Chiefs. Oh yeah, Chiefs. Yeah, or the Bills. I mean, there's so many teams, bro. I can keep going. Minnesota Rams. Imagine he goes back to the Chiefs, man. They got him and they got Worthy, right? They bring back D-Hop. They got. I don't think they would have all 4 of those guys. Like Hollywood Brown, Hill. It's a lot, man. Kelce, listen. I don't think Kelce's probably retiring this year. I think this is Kelce's last year. It just feels like his last year, especially if they 3-peat, he's 100% done. But just feels like he's kind of tapping out, like not tapping out because that's like giving up. But it sounds like he's already kind of like going for out the door, man. You know what I mean? Like if it just feels like. I mean, he's done less to prove, right? Besides, he wants a 3-peat. It's never been done. He's got his podcast now. He's got his talk show he's doing now. His brother has a late night show. Like, I think he wants to do more media, man. I think Kelce's done. This is it. New here. Hey, great one. Seahawks fan. The Seahawks are trying to trade DK Metcalf for a first rounder. Think they can get a first rounder for him? Depends, man. What I think so. Depends what team, though. You know what I mean? Like, it depends where they're drafting. You know, any team in the top 15, I don't think so. Any team outside the top, like, 22 or whatever, I think it's possible. Like, DK is obviously super talented, but I think some teams are worried about his antics because he's always fighting, bro. Which is, it's good because you know he's a competitor. Like, I, as a fan, obviously I'm a fan, not part of an organization, but I don't mind it too much because, you know, at least he has character. Like, he wants to win. You know, you want that in your team. You know, so I wouldn't trade our first round pick for him. No way, like for it. But I don't know. We'll see, man. That'd be cool to see him go to like. That'd be cool if we got him, bro. But not for our first. Reek to Atlanta. Detroit getting them rings. That'd be sweet, Mitch. That'd be nice. If the Seahawks can trade DK, then Tyreek can up in Seattle. Oh, imagine. That's a cool one I didn't think about. Imagine Reek going at Seattle. Why does it say my fucking... Am I loaded? My stream? There we go. That was weird. But, I don't know. Like, if I had to bet on, like, 5 teams, it would probably be... Chiefs would be one of them. Commanders. Washington. I can't say Bills because he ain't going to get traded there. Packers. Chargers. That's where I'm at. What do you think, Mike McCarthy going to the Bears? It'd be interesting. You think it happens? Who are the Bears going to hire as their head coach? It's either going to be Ben Johnson. What's the defensive coordinator's name? I was just thinking about him earlier. What's his name again? Detroit defensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator in Detroit. I think it's going to be Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's going to be either with the Bears or the Patriots. One of the two. Oh, Glenn. Yes. Thank you. Aaron Glenn? Is that his name Aaron Glenn? Yeah, Glenn. Thank you. Yeah. I think that's most likely. Jets hire Glenn. Ooh, okay. Who are the Jags going to hire? Hey, you know who I want us to get though? I want us to get Saleh so badly as DC though. But it's probably not going to happen. But Saleh, Brad Holmes. Saleh's my DC. Like, I want badly, bro. He's such a good defensive coordinator. But I think he wants to be a coach again. Maybe the Jaguars give him a shot. Hey, what's up, Matty? I'm a Chiefs fan. W. Vrabel already has a coaching staff that moves with him. I read that yesterday. Yeah, that's nice. And, like, I read somewhere that Vrabel's going to attract free agents. Do you think that's true? I don't see a reason why not. Ben Johnson honestly will attract maybe some free agent Lions players next year. But, I mean, it's all speculation. How about a Cowboys coach? I think he's staying. Looks like he's staying, no? I thought here's my speculation. I think if Belichick didn't take that UNC job, I think that the Cowboys would move on from McCarthy. I think they would hire Bill. And I know people say Bill won't work well with Jerry Jones. Like, we don't know that. I think that Bill getting the job at UNC gives Mike McCarthy a greater chance of return to Dallas. Broncos making it to the divisional. That'd be nice, Sean. What do you think about Belichick going to North Carolina? Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. It gives me... I don't really have a college team, so it gives me a team to root for, like, low-key, you know what I mean? I've never been to a college football game. We're gonna go to our first game because the UNC is gonna be playing in Orlando, so we'll go to that. We were gonna go to a game of Miami versus Alabama 2 years ago for the opener. I had the tickets because I live in Miami area. I had the tickets in my fucking car on StubHub. I'm looking. What the fuck? The game was in New Orleans because it was the opener, right? It was at where the Saints play, Caesars Dome. So I was like, shit. So I still haven't gone to a game. Hey, Kate. Kate, who do you want as head coach next year? The thing about the coaching change, right? Listen, I think it was the right decision to let Mayo go. It's not so much because he was thrown into a bad situation, but I just feel like he wasn't. There's no culture. He just wasn't the guy, man. And I feel bad saying about him. I don't really give a fuck, anyways. But I think getting a new coach, hopefully having a good draft, it gives you hope again. Like, all you can get right now is hope. That's all you can get. Whether you've had hope in the past, it got smashed, but If we get, I want Ben Johnson or Vrabel, one of the freaking two. It's got to be one of the two guys. It has to be one of the two. It's probably going to be one of the two. It gives you hope because the first thing they're going to build a culture. Like that's what you need as a football team. It's not talked about enough. It's always talked about talent, coaching. But if you don't have a culture, it's going to be disaster. What do you think of Patrick Mahomes? I'm a big fan of Patrick Mahomes. You probably won't find many Patriots fans saying that, but listen, I respect greatness, man. I really do. Like, bias aside, I like Mahomes, man. He used to piss me off, but I'm kind of getting over myself a little bit here. But he used to piss me off, like low key. And I don't think it was so much him. I think it was more the Chiefs fans making me not like him, which is understandable. Like, but I don't know, man. Like, I like Mahomes. I respect him. Keep hearing Peterson chirp. It makes I don't see that shit. If that happens, I'd be pissed. I'm not a big Doug Peterson guy. I never really liked him, anyways. I know he had success with Philly, but I don't want Peterson. It's gonna be one of those two guys. I was saying earlier, I want Johnson. I'll be happy with Vrabel. One of the two guys. Sanders or Ward. Yeah, I agree. So Mike McDonald was asked by press if Geno Smith is going to be a Hawk next year, and he said he wouldn't comment. I mean, interesting. Hey, is Russ going back to... I'm kidding. Imagine, though. How would Seahawks fans feel about that? Russ went back there. How would they feel? That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Brady said he doesn't do... Wait, Brady said he doesn't... Well, yeah, I mean, it's... I don't think any of us would have guessed Bill would be a college football coach. It's just weird because they're like literally like kids. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like it's gonna be interesting how he conduct. I want to hear him mic'd up. I really do all year. Falcons need a new DC Jimmy like on it. Facts. Milton, yeah, this is where I'm at, Kate. I think, like I was saying last week, he should play this game because if his stock goes up, we should trade him. Because listen, I think it's a problem waiting to happen if you have two really good quarterbacks on your roster. And I get it, like it's depth, it's good depth, but dude, I think it's gonna be toxic. I think Milton's stock went up. It's as high as it's gonna get right now. I think apparently teams are calling for him. I think if you get a good pick for him, I'm trading his ass. Get a good pick. I'm still rooting for him wherever he goes because I like Joe Milton a lot. But I think you're gonna have two head chefs, man. It's gonna be a problem. Am I in the May train? Of course. Yeah. I'm not into the controversy, though. I think that's dumb. I've been on the May train since we got him, And, if we got Milton, I'd be on the Milton train. I mean, we did get Milton. But, like, if he was our quarterback, I'd be on the Milton train. Matter of fact, there was a time last offseason when we were doing over mocks that I wanted JD or May. One of those two guys. But if we dropped in Marv, I was getting Milton in the third round. Obviously, he went sixth. But I liked Milton from the get-go. I mean, I saw him on... what made me like him, I saw him in a fucking Barstool post. Like last February. And I'm like, I like this guy Milton, man. I like this guy Milton. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that can happen to anybody. That's the problem. It's just you have to set him up. That's why I think we should get Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson will work better with May than Vrabel will. I think they both can do well, but I think Ben Johnson... to avoid that is our best case scenario. But I mean, either one, his play schemes are just unbelievable. The thing with Mac is first of all, we got a DC his second year. He's got 3 different coordinators in 3 years, which we can't do. We got to whoever we kick this year, we have to keep him. Ben Johnson will make May offensive better, but I think Vrabel will take. That's a good take. What was I saying? Oh, with Mac, first of all, May is just a more talented quarterback, period. But Mac, it was like, dude, he had McDaniel. He was good with McDaniel. Granted, people were saying, well, we did play under teams, but Mac played good, really good. And then we fucked it up. We brought in these DCs, OCs. And then, listen, I will die this hill saying this. The fan base was part of the problem. Because when you have Mac, you're trying to develop this kid. And obviously different quarterbacks have different mental strengths, right? When you're booing, he comes back from injury, and your whole team's booing this kid, and you're cheering for the backup. That was the end of Mac Jones in New England. He was not coming back from that. Obviously, some quarterbacks can deal with that, some can't. But dude, that was it. This is why, like, if they do this shit again, this is why I'm trying to avoid the quarterback controversy talk as much as possible. And I don't know if fans want it, but that's part of the problem. If you have this shit happen again, let's say May comes out next year, he throws a pick. Everyone does, obviously. He's got to fix his, he had a lot this year, but. And swear to God, if there's fans chanting for Milton, it's going to be disaster. Because next thing you know, maybe they fold, they sit May, his confidence goes down, Milton comes in, let's say he starts sucking. Next you know, we got to draft the quarterback again. Like, we got to stick with one guy, stick with him, give him 3 seasons. I give guys 3 seasons. I don't know about everybody else. I give them 3 seasons. That's what we have to do. Yeah, facts. Yeah, it was just like, it was such a bad, he was benched. It was just like disaster. That's why I think we should trade Milton get a good pick for him. Because he played well yesterday. I know he was playing against fucking these Walmart employees, right? That was ridiculous. Dude, our offense, it was cool to see him making plays. I like Joe Milton. But our receivers, dead last in the league in separation. They were open by 10 yards all game yesterday. The Bills were not trying to win that game, or lose that game. No. They're not trying to win that game. They wanted us to win. But I think we should trade him. His stock's as high as it's going to get. Is Bryce Young still a Panthers' future? I think so. Yeah. Listen, I give guys 3 years. Personally, before I give like an actual judgment, I think he had a better year this year than last year, obviously. I think it can only get better. They have to keep doing a good job in protecting him, though. I would say trade him because he ruined my 25. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I hate to sound like that fan, but I'm just worried about this problem because there's already these idiots saying this shit again, like, oh, you got to bench May. Like, dude, those are the same people saying bench Max, start Zappe. Look at Zappe. Look at these guys now. Max actually playing well, by the way, down in Jacksonville. But you gotta. May's the guy. He's the future. You got all these analysts, all these players, former ex-players, raving about him. But little Johnny from fucking Nantucket saying, oh, you got to bench him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be smart here. Patriots fan base plays a role in development. They really do. As dumb as it may sound, if you're booing a kid all year round because you know you have another guy that's good backing him up, that's going to fuck with him, man. Especially someone this young. Rams, Vikings, who you got? I want Rams. I really do. But at the end of the day, whoever wins that game, I mean, it'll be cool. Rams ain't winning the bowl, but the only reason I want Rams is because I want them to win the bowl. Because of a bet. I had a $50 bonus bet I placed in fucking March. $1,500, but I don't feel great about it. You never know. You mean they played against Shane Falco and the Walmart All-Star? Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying. I mean, these are NFL players, right? These are professional football players. They're all really good. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's just, I like it because his stock went up and we had to trade him now. I just don't like seeing and it's my own fault when I'm social media, seeing the crowd like, I told you guys all along. I'm like, dude, we're not doing this shit again. It's the worst thing you could possibly do. And the second we drafted Joe Milton in the draft, I knew eventually this shit was going to come up. And last week of the season, he played amazing on the bench. Weapons. Does New England have a top 10 first round pick this year? Yep, we are 4. Number 4. Or what I've been wanting all year, or not all year, I'll say in training camp, is if we don't trade Milton, use him every week. Taysom Hills type shit, man. I'm not saying he's gonna but you have May as your starter. Imagine this: May's in the gun, right? You got Stevenson to your left. You got fucking Joe Milton to your right. Defense is like, what the fuck is going on over there? You know what I mean? Or you can run the Philly play, the Philly special, and you have Joe Milton just running, just fucking toss the thing 70 yards. Like, there's so much you can do with both these guys. It should never be like one or the other. Trade one, or kind of contradicting myself here. I think they should use both of them. I really think you should. Does New England? Yeah, no. I think they should use both of them. If you're a new head coach, and you can work with Trevor, May, or Caleb, Well, it's not Trevor. It's between May and Caleb. It's close. I'm going to go May. It's close, though. Very close. I think, I mean, they both in bad. May was in the worst situation possible. It's not Trevor because he's so injury prone, but it's between Caleb and May. I like May's, like, I like his build better. I like his arm strength. He's a stronger arm. He's super smart. He reads defenses. Like, he's super smart, man. I like him a lot more. But it's close. Guys, I'm getting off in 5 minutes. But not Trevor, man. Just because he's been hurt so much, man. Watson should be released. Facts. Facts. Go Birds. What's up, man? How you doing? I think the reason we fired Mayo that fast was because Rabel already was interviewed by Jets. Yeah, that's a good take. I mean, the Crabs had their mind made up. I think it was the Arizona game that kind of did it. I know they were in the booth, the video in the booth, but I think they had their mind made up. It was definitely the Arizona game because we were at the game before that, and I remember we were up at the game the week of the game. The report came out that that Mayo's safe for next year. And then the next week after that, or after the bye week, right? Disaster. And I think they're gonna wait to do it, but maybe the next day, maybe today they're gonna do it. But either what you said about Vrabel, or I think the fan base is so pissed in general about blowing the first pick. I think they just wanted to do it right away, just to kind of shut everyone up. I'm gonna have a press conference tomorrow, like that type of shit. Ravens, W. Hey, how do you like one of our Polk? He didn't really have a good year this year, but I'm not giving up on him. I'm staying with him at least another year. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, though. I mean, I think he should stick around another year. Him and Baker, I'm not giving up on him yet. What the fuck was that? We'll see, though. Yeah, I agree. He definitely... I love Joe Milton, man. I think we should trade him. He should get a real shot somewhere. Maybe the Raiders. I just hope not the Jets, because I think he goes to the Jets, it's going to... None of the New York teams, or New Jersey teams, some people say New Jersey. None of those teams. I think Raiders would be cool. Maybe they can bring in some talent. They have Bowers. Maybe they can get another receiver in there. Raiders would be really cool, man. I want to see him getting traded. Because I want him to get a shot, man. I really do. There's another team. I forget what the other team was, man. Fuck. What was the other team I was thinking of earlier? Raiders and... I forget the other team. I forget the other team was. But I want to see him get traded, get a shot, a real shot. Man, I think Michael Penix Jr. could be a real deal next year. Yeah, he's going to be good. We were just talking about it earlier before you guys joined. How this past draft class has been, like, amazing. The quarterbacks, and I truly believe if J.J. McCarthy never got hurt, I think he would have an amazing year as well in Minnesota. I mean, the quarterbacks have been great, even though some of them, a couple of them have been bad circumstances, May and Caleb. But they've been great for what it's worth. Brock Bowers, the tight end's been fucking amazing. We had 4 1,000-yard pass catchers. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell's been really good. What's this guy's name, man? In the Rams, like they've been so good this first round this year. These draft picks. Knicks is awesome. Man, Knicks is awesome, bro. I was such a big fan of Knicks last year because Knicks, Bucky Irving, those two guys, every week in last year in college football, they hit their leg in sports betting for me. Bucky Irving receiving yards. It was always at like low 20s for some fucking reason. He always ended up with like 40 to like 70 every week. And then Bo Nix pass yards is always through the roof too. Seahawks, if they can decide to move up for Gino. Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah, Milton in Seattle. That'd be sweet, huh? Who do you think? Who on the patch to draft? If we're drafting at 4, I want Abdul Carter or Ted McMillan. Or I think I would love Banks or Campbell, but I think we should trade back a few spots for them. But if we're drafting at 4, give me Tet or Abdul Carter. I want Abdul Carter so badly, man. We need so much shit, so many positions. Abdul Carter, I think, is gonna be unbelievable in the league. I mean, what's up, Joey? Say with the Bats, yeah. Bats have been great this year. Hope they win this weekend. But I will say, I am looking forward to the offseason because there's so much on our plate. We have 130, 140 million cap space. We're going to get probably either variable Ben Johnson. It just gives you hope. I'm not saying we're going to be good next year, but it just gives you hope. That's all we can hold on to right now. I want Seattle to draft back in third. How do you feel about Travis Hunter? I like Travis. I think he's going to be a corner. I think wherever he goes, he's going to be a corner. Situational wide receiver. Unbelievable talent. But yeah, that's where I'm at. If the Patriots somehow got him, I would want them to use him as a receiver full time, mostly, and then put him in at corner, third downs, or if the team's going for it on fourth down, or you need to stop, right? That's where I'm putting him in. But I don't know. Oh, Mac was never going to ball out in New England. He had to leave. We were talking about this earlier. The fan base is part of it. He needed to get out of New England. And I'm happy he's balling out too. I'm really happy for him. He's got wide receiver 1. He's got, he has good back, and he had good backs. He had, Harris was good when he had him. But he's got a good team around him, man. And he's got obviously better protection, better coaching. Well, not to say better coaching because we had Belichick, but you know what I mean. Coordinator from the last couple of years, better coordinator. But I mean, look what he's doing well. I'm happy for him. But he was never, ever going to succeed in New England after the benchings, the booings. That was it. That's why I think we should trade Milton, man, because I love Joe Milton. I want him to get a chance somewhere else. I think he can be good in the league. And if we have 2 good quarterbacks in the same room, these fans, they're gonna do the same shit again. They're gonna do the same shit. And we can't have that. That'd be the dumbest thing we can do. So I think Milton's stock's as high as it's going to get right now. One game and he played well. I don't care that he played against backups, third stringers. I don't care. He played well. These are NFL players. So I think you should trade him. Raiders, someone fit Seattle. That would be cool. Can we have Kendrick Bourne back? I think so. I love KB, man. I love KB. Wherever he goes, man, I'm a big fan of KB. His energy is through the roof. He's so positive all the time. But I think they should kind of. I think he's gonna be gone. I think he's gonna be gone. I think Douglas stays. Obviously, tight end. I think Hunter Henry, tight end, he stays. I want to believe. I think Polk's gonna stay. I think Baker's gonna stay too. But I think Bourne's gone. I think he's gone. Who's the other one? I forget who the other one was. Oh, Booty. Booty's got to stay. Matter of fact, he's the one I want. I mean, he's got to stay. He's the one. He's got to stay for sure. Yeah, we do. I like Hooper. I think we should keep Hooper, man. I like him. I do. I think we keep Hooper. Like 1-year deal, right? Give him the minimum. Just keep Hooper. If he doesn't want to do it, then whatever. But Hunter and Gonzo would be nice. Yeah, that duo would be crazy. That would be crazy. But like, we have 130, 40 million cap space. Try to go get Ward, man. I'm not saying that San Francisco let him walk, but try to go get like Ward. Imagine that you sign him. You got him and Gonzo in the backfield. There's a lot of options. You have that much money. There's a lot of options. Now it's a matter of if they want to come play. This is why getting your head coach is going to be key, because I'm sorry, like, the players see that shit. They hear that shit. When Mayo wasn't backing up his players to run under the bus, that's not appealing, man. There was no culture. Oh, man. Wait, what happened to Jordan Love? I wasn't even paying attention. Hand? Lamar doesn't earn MVP. Dak does? That'd be crazy. Milton better than May? I don't think so. It's too early to tell. But this is what I'm talking. Like we should trade him for that reason. I don't think so. Now I will say Milton's candidate is so fun to watch. I think we should use both of them or trade them. What do I mean both of them? We use use Milton as like a Taysom Hill. Yeah. The thing with the Bengals is he's obviously got to take a discount because they have to sign Jamar. They have to sign Henderson. You know they want to sign Henderson again. And then I mean, they have a lot of money they got to come up with. That'd be cool, yeah. Nuggets. Brock. O-line, yeah. I want, what's his name? I want Robinson from, where's he, Minnesota right now? Cam Robinson? And the guy from, I forget the other guy from Ravens. You have to bring at least one alignment in, at least one good alignment in free agency. Obviously, when I say one, I mean good one, like proven good one, and then maybe someone else for experience. Hopefully, David Andrews comes back, plays another year or two. I'm not saying he'll be as good as he was, but it's leadership. You need that. But yeah, there's so much, dude. Dead last, wide receiver separation, top 2 in drops, dead last in quarterback pressures, like as an edge, pass rush, quarterback hits, sacks, dead last in run in pass block win percentage on offensive line. We were second in sacks allowed. Fucking poor Caleb was number 1. He got sacked the most. Like, we're so bad. Edge, O-line, receiver. We need all of those. That's why I would love Abdul Carter. That's why I would love Tet. That's why I would love Banks. We can't be too picky with those guys, man. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to take the Ravens. I don't want to take the upset. I think they beat the Steelers, man. I think they kind of... Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they beat them by at least 2 scores. Now, it's just a fucking prediction, right? They obviously can turn it around in this week because they were kind of a mess last week. Like a lot of dumb errors they were making. It's very very uncharacteristic for a Mike Tomlin team, you know? Why you guys fire Mayo only after 1 year? So I was agreeing with that. That was my take up until probably like week 12, 13. Because he was put into a team as a head coach to a team that had I'm gonna say no talent, but it was a mess, right? But the thing with May was like he was the linebackers coach. Like he wasn't even a coordinator. Like he skipped responsibilities. Like it's a lot to take on. And then the main thing with me was what changed my mind on it was not so much like how bad, because before the season, guys, we were talking about 3, 4, 5 wins, right? Like, but it's just the small shit, right? Throwing players under the bus, walking it back every Monday, like these dumb fucking comments. And then what really sold me on it, I said this earlier, I don't know if you're in here, was Jalen Polk. It's been a mess for him this year, right? And there was a play in a couple weeks ago in one of the games. May threw a deep ball down the sideline. I was just talking about this like half hour ago. Mayo was standing on the sideline with hands in his pockets. Right in front of Mayo. Right here. Polk dropped it, but he had his horse collar pulled. And they didn't call it. You know, when that happens and you're a player, you know you get your jersey pulled, right? You could have gotten hurt. You dropped it. The whole stadium is booing you. And it happened right in front of your coach. And your coach is standing there with his hands in his pockets, not saying shit. As a player, don't you want your coach chewing the officials out or like having your back? So that right there was like, he's out. Like I as a fan, I didn't want him back after that. That was a deal breaker for me. He didn't back up his players, man. Like that, as a fan, like I was like, dude, who's gonna want to come here seeing that shit? Like no players don't want to come here. Not saying a lot of players are gonna want to come now, but maybe give a new coach change. Maybe it helps it a little bit. Kind of sounds like a coach. Stevenson needs to trade. Oh, it's Stevenson? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Stevenson. But I don't know. I like Mayo, obviously. I loved him when he played for us. He obviously, what's not talked about enough is he honestly, that Seattle game when Malcolm Butler got the pick, Mayo is the one that tackled Beast Mode at the 2-yard line. Right? Like, Mayo played a big part in our dynasty, man. But it's like little shit like that, man. It's like, dude, is that like fixable? Like all of a sudden, like next year you're gonna start having your players like it's just gonna have a weird vibe. Hey, what's up, Chester? How you doing, man? Thanks for the follow. Go Broncos, W. Do Falcons go edge or corner? I think edge. I think they'll get it. I think they'll go edge over corner. No. Probably both, but I think they go to edge first. But that's where I'm at with the Mayo thing. I'm okay with them firing him now after that shit. But almost 2/3 of the year, I'm like, dude, he's got to have another year. He's in a bad situation, but nah. There was no culture like there at all, like zero. It was a mess. You got players talking, calling out coaches. You got coaches calling out players. Like as a head coach, you got to control it, contain that shit. He didn't do it. So that's why I'm happy he's out of there. You know, it's a cold business. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be sensitive about it because it's how it is. It's the NFL. You guys know it's a professional sports. I'm out here stuttering. It's professional sports, man. You see the show all the time. He'll get another opportunity somewhere as maybe a DC or something, maybe a head coach, but it's the business, man. Yeah. So this is where I'm at. I want Ben Johnson, and I would be happy with Vrabel. One of those two guys. I mean, Ben Johnson's schemes are just unbelievable, right? I mean, and you know he's going to have a culture because he's in Dan Campbell's tree. You know he's going to create a culture. He's an energetic guy, right? Like, I think he's the guy you want. But Vrabel, it's like, you know he's going to create a culture. Like, it's a win-win, in my opinion. If I had to choose, I would choose Ben. But you know Vrabel, I mean, you know he's going to have a good culture here or in New England. It's one of those two guys. Yeah, exactly, Mike. Me too, man. I can't be picky. It's got one of two guys. Kate came in here. She's been here for a few years. She came in here and saw someone report that maybe Doug Peterson. I'm like, dude, no, we can't. I'm sorry, we can't take Doug Peterson. I don't think we're gonna. It's gonna be one of those two guys. Vrabel's probably the favorite, and then Johnson after that. If Johnson doesn't go to Chicago, it'll be really interesting because maybe Vrabel goes to Jacksonville, right? Maybe the Jets. We had an interview with the Jets. But one of the two. You think Rodgers is done? I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe. Wherever he goes, he's taking Adams with him. What about Ryan Grubb? The thing is, like, Vrabel, it's reported that Vrabel has his team put together. Jersey, it's just a customized, it's a tee with Taiwan. It's number 61 for my birthday. It's custom. Because my birthday is June 1st, so it's customized. Anyways, apparently Vrabel has his own team put together, like his own coaching staff. That's going to go with him. And then if we got Ben Johnson, bro. So if I had to choose, I would hope for Ben Johnson. But like I said, I'll be happy with Vrabel too. And then I would want Robert Saleh as our defensive coordinator because Robert Saleh is a great defensive coordinator, man. He really is. He was unbelievable in San Fran. Obviously, they have different talent there, but I mean, I feel like we have a good core of guys, man. You can bring some guys in the offseason. You bring Saleh in, maybe it tracks. Maybe you can spend some money trying to get like Ward. Like, there's so much you can do, man. You have a ton of money. You have options. Now, it's a matter of fact if they want to choose you. That's the problem. But yeah, I think if next year, if it came training camp and we had Ben Johnson as our head coach, who's going to call plays, and Saleh as our DC, and whoever, and maybe Van Pelt, because apparently Van Pelt didn't get fired. That's a false report. Because I want Van Pelt to stick around, whether he's a quarterback coach, because he's done a great job with May. Drake May jersey, W, man. Let's go. They need to spend, yeah. Yeah, we got Milton May. Mike, here's where I'm at on the Milton thing. I think we have to use him like a Taysom Hill throughout the year or trade him. Because I think if he's sitting there on the bench, I think there's going to be some toxic BS coming around the fan base, just like with Mac and Zappe. Obviously, these two, there's more talent within these two than Mac and Zappe was, even though Mac's popping off. I love seeing it. But I just think it's going to be a mess because I'm already seeing it, man. I think we should trade. If we get offered a good pick for Milton, I think that'd be great. Someone said teams are calling And the consensus might be a third rounder. If you got a third rounder, offered a third rounder for Milton, I think that would be a solid deal. Now, obviously, the value of a backup quarterback is tremendous because it's a National Football League. Players get hurt. But I think if we keep him, we should use him as like a hybrid. Broncos or Bills? I got Bills. Who do you think the Dolphins will take in the draft? In the first round, I think they get like a pass rusher. Pass rusher or O-line maybe. Depends where they draft, who's there. We should have to keep him. Do you think Mayo got fired because y'all won? Nah. It was a lot. It was they make up. I think they made up their mind in Arizona. It's been a few weeks coming. They wanted to wait till after the season. Starks? Ooh, that'd be nice. But I think it was. My theory is them winning, losing the first overall pick is the reason that they did it the day of instead of like today. Because the fan base is pissed, everyone is pissed. It's like, you know what? Let's put our hand down. We're gonna get rid of them today. And someone came in here and had a good point. Maybe they fired him today or the day of the game yesterday because of I forget what he said. But it was a pretty good point. But the thing I'm worried about, Mike, right? Because Drake May is the guy. Like he is. Like they're trying to build around him. And you know Milton's good. You know he's good, right? But the thing I'm worried about is because every quarterback's going to struggle. When May starts struggling a little bit next year, right? Because everyone's going to have bad games. If I swear to God, if I hear Milton chants, I'm not saying they're gonna, but that would be the dumbest thing this fan base can do. If I hear that Milton chants next year, I will say this might be the dumbest fan base in sports. Because you know that screwed up Mac. It did. He was a bad situation. The coaching screwed up. Him getting benched. But the fan base had a part in it. They did. You can't do that. You have to stick with one guy. And hopefully it works out. He has promise. You have to stick with him, though. You can't do this shit. I'm not saying the coach is going to do that, but you got to stick with him. That's why I think Milton should get traded and get a real chance somewhere. Because he's good, man. I think May's a better quarterback. There are some things that Milton can do that May can't, and there's some things May can do that Milton can't. I mean, Milton's arm, his cannon is like so fucking fun to watch. It's like watching fireworks go off. But I just think that for his sake, I think he deserves a chance. Maybe the Raiders, you know. You think we get rid of Jacoby? Maybe. But here's the thing, like, I don't think we should, though. I don't like Jacoby playing. I can't stand watching him anymore. I'd rather watch paint dry. I just think it's so boring. Maybe because he's old school. He's a little older. He's not flashy like these other guys. But I just think that he played a key part in May, too. Like, no fan base worked the foul. Yeah. Same with the Steelers, bro. Steelers fans spend 2/3 of every game booing. It's so funny. Anyways, I think Brissett helped May, too, man. Just like I was very vocal about Hoyer leaving. I think Hoyer played a huge part in Mac's first year. I feel like you need that vet guy. If you get rid of Brissett and you bring back Milton, dude, there's going to be toxic shit. There's going to be. And it's going to screw with these guys. I'm calling it now. If they bring him back, they have to use him as a hybrid. Have them work together. Because there's going to be toxic BS with this fan base. That's what we're going to do. Do you think we should get rid of... No, Milton is not going to play tight end. We tried... Oh, did you really? See, I didn't know that. I didn't see it. I didn't do my fucking homework. But not just tight end. I know Hill's a tight end too. Like, he's unbelievable. I love Taysom Hill. But, like, maybe throughout the game, you have to have Milton active. You know, have him and May on the field. Line him in the defense is like, what the fuck's going on? Next you know, Milton runs up, takes a snap, sneaks it. Like, you can do so much trickery. That's what I'm saying. Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson has I think he has the best schemes in the league right now. If you can have use both of those guys, obviously May as a starter, you have to have one guy that's the guy, and the other one kind of like a hybrid. I think Ben Johnson would just the schemes would be insane. You need a Hail Mary, right? You need to throw it fucking 80 yards. Bring Joe Milton in. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's so much you can do with both of them. I think if you keep them, use both of them. If you don't use both of them, you have to trade Milton and give him a real chance somewhere. He deserves it. Everyone deserves a chance, but Milton, he seems like a good kid. right? Very humble, good attitude. I mean, both of them have good attitude, but you got to give them a chance somewhere. I truly believe that. I feel like there's going to be a lot of quarterback talk in the news this offseason. Yeah. And another thing is, the Boston media. I with all due respect, I don't think there's anyone worse than I'm talking about like EEI than fucking controversy, no matter what it is. Matter of fact, when I lived in Massachusetts for almost my whole life, and I was in the car, I didn't get to a point where I couldn't even listen to EEI because no matter what it was about the Sox, whoever it was about, because they were just like controversy about something, because it creates clicks, it creates people are intrigued, So I'm telling you, man, there's gonna be controversy. It already started yesterday. I saw the post game on Patriots Twitter. The post game, they're talking about controversy. I'm like, here we go. I think Drake May is the Patriots' next franchise. I think so too, man. I mean, he hasn't really given you a reason not to think it, because obviously he had the turnovers. Half of them weren't his fault, which is part of the league. They got to change that rule, by the way. I'm not just talking about May. I've been saying that for years now. Everyone has. But all you want to see is promise. And the roster was ass. Dead last in almost wide receiver, run pass, or run block, pass block, dead last and all that shit. Penalties, pre-snap penalties. Like, there's only so much he can do. So, he saw promise. Players passing current raving about him. Guys, I'm glazing real quick. Let me glaze real quick. I don't glaze off. I'm glaze right now. Players raving about him, reporters. So, it's like, there's no reason not to be optimistic about this kid. Like I said earlier, but little Johnny from Nantucket saying we should sit him, right? But, it's just, it's exciting to have a quarterback that's showing promise, And, I know you saw with Mac his first year, but this season feels different. You know what I mean? Mac wasn't getting all the rave from, like, all the media and the players, opponents about him that May is. Yeah, he does. Good. What's up, Master? Good to see you, man. Speaking of rules, that kickoff rules, too. Yeah, Mike, that's got to change. It's just so weird, bro. The best angle to start a game, right, is that angle. It's just so weird. But, I'm talking about, like, behind the kicker, down below. I'm not trying to sound weird, but all the players are running away from the camera, and then the kickoff, you see all the lights. That's the best fucking angle in sports. Before there were phones, all the flashes, the Super Bowl flashes. You know what I'm talking about, guys? The camera angle from behind the kickoff. They're all running away from the camera. There's all the fucking... dude, that used to give me chills. That used to give me chills, bro. OT rules, yeah. Overtime rules. There has to be some sort of punishment. Like how baseball, there's errors. Like there's, second baseman, short, whatever. A player in the field drops a ball, a fly ball, bobbles a ground ball. There's an error. There should be something similar to that on pass catchers. Ball hits you in the chest. It goes up. It's picked. That should be on the receiver. Maybe like, I don't know, DTI, drop to interception, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Something, Jack, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Walker? Bird Gang. How you doing, man? Obviously, pass you, Travis on the draft. Yeah, I think Travis, I want him to play receiver, but I think he'll be more, depends where he goes to. If he goes to a team that doesn't need a receiver as much, they're going to use him in the corner. We'll see what happens. Eagles-Lions, championship game, that'd be sweet. Anyways, that was my rant about the quarterback situation. I'm trying to, create my own opinion on it in these streams. You know what I mean? Because I just, the dumbest thing the fan base and the media can do in New England is create another controversy when there really isn't one. There should not be one. There really shouldn't be one. Like, why? Like, why? It's like they enjoy it. It's weird. It can screw it up. It really can. You can't say that you want Drake May to develop, and then next week you're saying, nah, you got to start. It's going to screw them. It's very hypocritical, That's where I'm at on it. I have a very strong opinion on that controversy stuff. Because it's not so much of me liking one quarterback more than the other one. I love them both, but it's the idea of we just saw what it did to the last guys. You don't want that shit. That was hell for me, man. I hated that shit. as a fan. It's the last thing he wants to happen again, you know? They'll go on the Falcons social media and that'll change your mind. Oh, I got it after the streams, bro. I gotta go on there. Snoop through like start snooping through there, scrolling through that shit. But I will say though, I have this really bad habit of during the games. I do it to myself. I go on Twitter. I don't really tweet much. I don't like tweeting too much anymore. I always go on Twitter and I see all these like, these fans just say weird shit. But it's opinions. It's fine, you know. But it gets to my head. I gotta stop doing that. I think next year, guys, no sports betting and no Twitter. And I think it'll be fucking the best. I'll enjoy the F out of football. I don't know if I can swear on TikTok. I'll just sit back, get some wings, just watch football all day. Red zone. Actually, no red zone next year, by the way. No red zone next year. Broncos with an upset? Oh, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be cool, huh? Sneak in last game of the year. And you come and you beat the Bills, who a lot of people have in the Super Bowl. That'd be cool, right? Falcons fans are on Facebook the worst. Damn. Travis Hunter is going to be the most loyal player in history. He wants to play with May. You see what he said? I mean, I feel like any players going to the draft, if asked about a quarterback, they'll say they want to play. I mean, that'd be stupid not to. But we didn't talk about last night, Minnesota. Yeah. I'm rooting for you guys on Monday, though. I'm rooting for you guys on Monday. Kinda. Actually, I am rooting for you guys because the only reason I want the Rams to make the playoffs is because I made a bonus bet in March of them winning the Super Bowl. But I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. They're not going to. So, might as well just root for the Vikings now. Because I don't see the Rams getting by. I mean, if they got by the Vikings, it's just hard with the Lions and the Eagles, man. But you never know. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Do y'all think you can end up with Travis Hunter? Is it possible? But I mean, I'm like an outlier on the whole thing. I love Travis Hunter. I think he's gonna be really good in the league. I just think that he'll be more of a corner in the league, and that would be great to have him and Gonzo. I mean, I'm not picky. I'll be happy with Travis Hunter. I really want Abdul Carter. I really would be happy with Tet. It's like we need so much shit. Like I can't be too picky. You know what I'm saying? We're dead last in so many categories. I said like 5 times a stream. We need so much shit, bro. I can't. Like, there's no Pats fan. If we pick at 4 and we draft either Abdul Carter, Tet McMillan, maybe Hunter if he falls, or O-line. Maybe the O-line, because I guess you could trade back a few spots and grab him. But you can't. There shouldn't be a single Patriots fan that's like, no! Because we need all that shit. What's up, Bill? Vrabel, yeah. It's probably Vrabel or Ben Johnson. One of those two guys. It's got to be. I'll be happy with either one. But yeah, dude, we need so many things. Like this is why I kind of got some flack. Someone commented on one of my old videos. I posted a video after the draft was done last year saying I thought the draft was an A or an A minus. Some were giving it an A plus, some reporters. But people say, yo, you thought it was an A, blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, so when you grade grade drafts, my dyslexia got me for a sec. When you grade drafts, after right after the draft, you grade it on how you drafted compared to teams. We drafted every single need we had. Yeah, it was a good draft. Obviously, the players haven't really been playing well, but besides May and Wallace is out most of the year, or lineman. But we drafted every single position we needed. The only thing that didn't give it an A or an A plus for me was drafting Milton. Because I would rather use that pick. I said it at the time. I would use that pick on like a linebacker or a linebacker, edge, or another O-lineman. If Aaron Donald did retire, the Rams win. I love Aaron Donald. He's one of my favorite defensive players ever. We need to sign T. That'd be nice, Bill. Dan Watson suffered torn ACL. Bears weekend. That sucks, man. A lot of Slurpee there. Fuck. Yeah, that exactly, Jedi. The only at this point, I mean, I guess corner too, unless it's Hunter. But the only reaction I'll accept is like if they draft fucking like a quarterback in the first round. That's it, which are not gonna. But you need an explosive playmaker. If we traded back to like late first round and we drafted Genty, I won't be upset by that. I'm not saying we're gonna. I'm just giving an example of like a running back because I didn't say running back earlier. Because he's an explosive player. I think he'll be good. But obviously, running back is not really where I would draft in the first round. I would rather draft every other position, you know, that we need. But yeah, they got what, 134, 140 mil? Oh. Like everyone's saying T's gonna go back, but he has to take T has to take a big hometown discount, and players on that team have to take discounts too. They have to restructure contracts because remember they have to sign Chase. Chase is gonna want the bag. He ain't gonna take a discount. Chase wants the bag. He thinks he's the best receiver in the league. He wants to get paid like it. They have to resign Henderson. They're gonna resign Trey Hendrickson. I mean, he's their best defensive player. Their defense is ass, and he's the only bright spot. They're gonna resign him. So how much money does it leave with T? Like he has to take a discount, which he said he would work on doing, and then other players have to restructure. I don't know, man. Like they're gonna have to really find a way to resign him at a discount. It's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, I have to get off though. I have to go make dinner, walk the puppy. I'll see you guys in my next stream. No football tonight. Fuck, man. No football Thursday. Actually, is there a bowl game on Thursday? Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next stream. Appreciate coming in. Nice meeting you guys. Nice talking to you guys for real, man. Thank you so much. The Bengals no, they're gonna resign Chase. They gotta spend a lot of money to do it. And he deserves it. I mean, he's unbelievable. All right, guys. I'll see you in my next stream, man.